let's go back to Kansas State. Obviously, you had a pretty good day. What was it like competing against really all comers in that Kansas State meet?
Yeah, it was interesting because there were some bigger schools there, and but I did pretty well. I got first in the 300, which is a different race because we don't do that every meet, and I got fifth in the 60-meter dash, so it was good. I was in the second heat. I didn't make it to the fast heat with the faster guys, but I did beat a few guys out of the first heat, so it was good all-around day for me. And then the 4x4 team that I was on, we got, I'm not sure what we got. We got, I'm going to say, second, I think, in our heat with me and Josh Duncan and Chris Speed and Alex Hughes. But we ran a pretty good time, I'd say, for our first meet. So after that, it was a pretty good day.
You ever stop at that point and look around and say, oh, there's a Kansas State guy, there's a guy, and say, well, those are Division I guys or even maybe some Olympic hopefuls? You ever turn around and take a look at who you're running against?
Yeah, it's interesting to look, and see all those guys. I know in the 55 or the 60, Ivory Williams, he's on the Nike track team, and I think he might even be in the Olympics. He was running the 60 in the first heat, and it's crazy just to see that I was running almost against him, but in the results I was right next to him, 4 guys away. So it's just kind of interesting to see.
What do you like better, the individual races or the relay races?
I would say that I like the individual races the most. I don't know, just because it's all me, and I get to compare myself exactly with other guys, and it's fun to run in the relays, obviously, because with the other guys, but I like it to just compare myself with other guys.
How technically challenging is it in the relays when you've got to make that handoff? How hard is that? Because most track teams, most relay teams make it look really easy.
Yeah, in the 4x4 it's not as hard because it's a little slower coming in when you're handing it off. In the 4x1, it is tough because that's part of the race. That's almost all the races, that baton exchange all the way around. So it is pretty technical, and we got to work on that every day. Come outdoor because we don't run the 4x1 indoor, but it's tough to get that all down in order to compete with the other teams.
How about indoor versus outdoor? Do you like one better than the other?
That's tough. I like indoor just because the weather. It's indoor. There's no weather. You don't have to worry about the wind or the cold or even the heat. But the indoor 400, it is 2 laps at most tracks, so I don't like running those 2 laps, especially with those tight turns, because I'm so tall, or taller than most people that run the 400. And outdoor, I just like it a lot better because it is 1 lap, and I can judge myself, and know where to kick it in or stride out exactly.
Right.
With outdoor.
Coach Eisenhower says he likes this early indoor meet, so you guys are kind of reminded, I think is what he's saying, that there's more to come and that you're going to continue to train over the break. How is the break for you, and what's your training regimen like during that time?
Yeah, it's different, because you don't have anyone with you to be accountable or, a coach to watch you. So it's tough, but we did get a packet from Coach Odell with lifting, and Coach Tom will give us his workouts. So we'll have to just keep ourselves accountable and make sure we're working out every day, or at least doing something, so we can stay in shape. So when we get back, we're not just totally restarting like we did in the fall.
I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you about Tom, and because we hear so many great positive things from the athletes that run for him. What does he do really well as a track coach?
He really does have everything organized, and he always knows what exactly we're going to do for the week, and it's good to know all that. And you could always ask him any question about what we're going to do, and he'll tell you, and why are we going to do this, and he has the reasons or the answers for that. And I just like it how he has everything set up, and he knows he was an athlete here and he ran track, so I like it that he was in our shoes at one time, so he knows what he's talking about, and it's just really nice.
Scott Odell has come on as a full-time strength coach, and what has that meant to the track program?
It actually helped us out a lot because, I'm not going to lie, I haven't really lifted a lot of weights too serious in the past years. But since he came on, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll come in and, lift weights, and it's really nice to, where I'm actually seeing, I'm developing with getting more muscle, and I can tell I'm gaining weight, but not necessarily fat. So it is good. I'm glad we have him here. He's a nice guy. He's a great guy, and he knows a lot about training. So it's good to have him.
Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about life as a student here at Jewell. You were telling me a moment ago you've got one more final left. This is finals week and all that goes into that. But is it easy being a student athlete here? Because Jewell expects a lot academically.
Yeah, they do. My major is rec and sports, so it's not quite as tough as either nursing or business or something of that. They'll deal with you and they'll know that you're an athlete, but it's not as big as a D1 school where they expect the athletes to not do as much, or maybe they expect them to do a lot more. But I like the atmosphere here where they know that everyone's well respected, whether you're an athlete or not. So
was that kind of the recruiting pitch when it came time to look at a college? Was that something from the very beginning that you kind of appreciated?
Yeah, I did, and I like the smaller field that they have here at William Jewell, and I didn't want a huge college or a huge campus, because I like to feel more like at the high school level was nice, because you can talk to your professors and they can communicate back with you, so it's nice. So that's why.
You come from a smaller school, Pleasant Hill High School. Before we go any farther, explain to the folks the Roosters are the you know where I'm going with this. The Roosters are the male sports mascot. What are the women called at Pleasant Hill?
The women are the Pleasant Hill Chicks, and it is interesting. We are purple and gold, so it kind of even makes the mascot even better with the rooster. But
you get asked about that a lot, I'll bet.
Yeah, I do, and it was actually kind of fun, when we compete with people and we beat them. It's kind of bad to say they got beat by the Roosters or the Chicks.
Right.
It's just kind of funny, and I don't know who would come up with that mascot, but it was kind of interesting and it was different.
It's unique, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What were your days like at Pleasant Hill? Did you play other sports?
Yeah, I played football, basketball, and I ran track, obviously, and I actually got recruited here at William Jewell for football. I was gonna, I thought about running track, and I talked to Ted Graves. He was the head coach when I came in as a freshman, and I actually came to play football here, but then I just decided to stick with track because I was probably better at that. So.
You played for a year, didn't you, football?
Yeah, I
remember.
Freshman year, yeah.
Yeah. You were talking about your sport and rec degree. What do you want to do with that when you get done?
I'm not quite sure. I'm still, I got a junior. I need to probably figure it out soon. I got one more year though, and I just want to hopefully find a good job, and hopefully William Jewell can help me out with that after I have my internship here next fall.
The big news, I think, through the year has been this move to Division II. And how does the track team, especially you, obviously, feel about that move to Division II this year?
It's nice because we get to compete with some better competition, or bigger schools in some ways. But it hurts us because we can't go to nationals this year, which was kind of bad for me because last year I got 8th at nationals. In the 400, and you had to have 6 to be an All-American, and so I was thinking that this year was going to be the year to get that All-American, but we can still compete in conference, and next year I am a junior, so next year I can try one more time for nationals.